that's your first look at our holiday gift guide feature. Now, one game that's coming out soon but is already out in Japan is Bayonetta, and that game is the one that we're going to check out on our daily demo, courtesy of our expert fighting action master ninja, Lark Anderson.
That's actually my job title.
That's what's on your business card.
Yep.
All right, so let's jump into this right now.
All right, so this is the start of Bayonetta. It starts off like kind of cutscene-y,
okay,
old-timey looking, and it just gets right into the kind of crazy action that you can expect to see in this game.
So this is very much a sort of like, is it a beat-em-up game? Would you call it a beat-em-up?
It's an action combat game. I'd say it's a
combat?
stylish action combat game, sort of like Devil May Cry, because the man responsible for Bayonetta is also responsible for Devil May Cry.
Okay.
So this is actually all... This is just all gameplay. Like, this just jumps you in with no real context as to what you're doing into just killing angels, because that's what Bayonetta is all about, is killing angels.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of this is your tutorial, kind of your introduction to what's going on in the game, and it's really kind of a striking way to just begin the game. I mean, you're on a freaking clock face that is falling off of a mountain, you know, and you're fighting angels, and at this point, you know, you're probably just like, what the F am I doing?
So just to eliminate confusion here, the game was released in Japan earlier this month. It's coming out early 2010 in America.
Yep, first week of January, I believe.
Right now we're playing the PlayStation 3 version, the Japanese PlayStation 3 version, but like probably the best one is the 360 one, right?
Yeah, the PlayStation version has some technical issues.
Okay.
I mean, it's still a totally playable game. There are some frame rate hiccups. Some of the textures maybe don't look quite as good as the Xbox version, but I mean, it's totally playable.
Yeah,
so it's not like
a very pretty game.
Yeah, it's not that much worse.
All right, so let's talk about what makes this different from a game like Devil May Cry.
Well, for one thing, you're a lady.
Right.
That's a big thing. No, not really. I mean, Bayonetta, she's a witch, right? And so she's got all sorts of crazy magical powers. Dante is all about using a sword and maybe a couple other random, weapons that he picks up, and his 2 guns, Ebony and Ivory. Bayonetta actually has 4 guns, 2 of which are attached to her feet.
Right, of course.
They're called the Scarborough Fair. Actually, they have names, you know, and she fights really kind of crazy. Her hair is kind of a big thing about her. Her suit is actually made of her hair. And as you go through the game, and this is old-timey Bayonetta, so I mean, she doesn't have her awesome hair suit really right now. But later in the game, you will get that, and pretty much when you do attacks like the giant, like healed hair kick thing that I just did, you lose parts of your suit.
Okay. And there's a thing called Witch Time?
There is a thing called Witch Time.
What the heck is that?
I can't do it right now,
okay,
because this is part of the tutorial. But once you get into the game itself, it's all about dodging attacks. And most of these types of games, you either have to block or you dodge attacks. And in Bayonetta, if you dodge an attack at the last possible moment, you actually go into Witch Time, which is like, just another name for bullet time. Okay. And it's a full, like, slow motion thing where you get to, have like 3 or 4 seconds where the enemies are all slow, and you can just beat the stuff out of them.
Beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to say.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So this, again, is the beginning of the game, but I would assume you unlock more abilities, combos,
Oh, definitely.
weapons.
Throughout the entire game, you are able to purchase upgrades to your abilities. You find angelic LPs, actually, and you trade those to Rodan, who is your demonic blacksmith, and he puts together new weapons for you. You get a whip, you get a two-handed katana, rocket launchers, shotguns, like all kinds of crazy stuff you unlock in this game. And every weapon's very different. You get ice skates, and you can skate around instead of strapping guns to your legs.
Sounds fun. Sounds fun. So obviously we're playing the PlayStation 3 version. The other PS3 thing you guys should keep an eye out for, this guy right here. Netflix is finally starting to send out their PS3 instant streaming discs.
Yep, that thing.
This thing.
That thing. That you have to actually get up and then put this disc in, just so you can stream. I mean, it's awesome that Netflix is on the PS3. It's just that's kind of cumbersome way of doing it.
It is, but hey, you know, beggars can't be choosers.
That's
if
true.
you don't have a 360, you know, you can certainly do worse than having to get up, walk 3 feet, and put a disc in your system.
That's true.
All right.
That is true.
So that is your look at Bayonetta for the PlayStation 3, the Japanese version, obviously the American one, still coming out early next year.